What's up, my people? I just wanted to make a short video about for those of you who have left the organization. I'm sure when you first left, there've been times when you let the inner witness out. So for me, there were a couple of those times, because the doctrine, you're so indoctrinated that there's some things that are just kind of ingrained inside of your mentality. So, some things are just there and they're set, and by default, you do certain things. So, for me, probably the funniest time, when I was young, I used to have what they call sleep paralysis, a fairly mild, version of it. But I would wake up. It only happened to me probably less than 10 times, when I was young. But I would wake up and feel like something was like holding me down. Like I was awake. I could, see the room around me, but I felt like something was holding me down and I couldn't move. It's an actual, thing that can happen, a medical thing that can happen. But I didn't talk to doctors about it back then. I talked to my mom. I talked to some brothers, and they told me that, Satan will send his demons, and the demons will like hold you down, and they're trying to basically attack you, especially if you're wavering in any way, So I'm like, man, I'm being attacked by the demons. But they had told me, one brother in particular told me, all you ever have to do if that happens is you yell out Jehovah's name, because the demons are so scared that even uttering his name will bring fear to them. And he showed me, some scriptures and showed me some literature, and was like, yeah, so you're probably being attacked by the demons. Satan sending his demons to test you, because it's the end times, right? And he's after all of Jehovah's followers. So I'm like, man, I'm being attacked by demons. So the next time it happened, that's what I did. I did what he told me. I yelled out Jehovah. So I'm laying there in bed. I wake up and I can't move. I feel like I can't move. I'm looking around the room and I feel like something's holding me down. And so I'm like, Jehovah, Jehovah. I started yelling Jehovah's name, right? And like a few seconds later, I was all right. Like I could move. So I'm like, oh, it worked. So it didn't happen for quite a while. But then when I had my first apartment on my own, so after moving out of my mother and stepfather's home, first I moved in with the roommate. He was a witness too, but man, I'm gonna have to make a whole nother video about that dude. He was crazy. But after deciding I couldn't stay with this dude, I went out and got my own apartment. I probably was 20, 21. I don't really remember. I think I was 20 when I got it. I don't remember exactly how old I was when this incident I'm about to explain happened. But I had like faded away, and I tried to do it slick too. So I moved from one side of town to the other side of town. So I switched congregations. So I knew they had to get like my publisher card from my other congregation. I went and talked to the elders in the new congregation. So I knew they had to get it. I was there for like a month, and then I told them my job was gonna have me like moving around, and which was actually true. So the job I was working at the time, I was going like to other cities, some of them real far away. Like I went to like Detroit, Chicago, Philadelphia, different cities to help open up some new branches for the job I was doing at the time. So I said, I'm gonna be gone, I'm gonna be traveling and doing different things. So, when I would go out of town at first, I would pop up at the congregation I was visiting and say, yeah, I'm traveling all over the place. And so just in case, anyone needed to confirm the story. But so I tried to create confusion about where I was even going, you know what I mean? So that when I faded, nobody would be like, oh, he stopped coming. They'd be like, oh, he's just still traveling. In my mind, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna confuse everybody. So I had done all that. This was after that. And I was like, I had considered myself at that point, I was out of the organization. I hadn't been to a Kingdom Hall probably in 6 months to a year. I didn't believe in the doctrine. I knew it was fake and everything. But those thoughts are still in your head. So fast forward a little bit, and I had started dating this girl who was, quote unquote worldly. So this was like the very first night she was spending the night at my house, at my in my apartment I got on my own. And when you first start doing that and you're raised as a Jehovah's Witness, and even morally, witness or not witness, if you're raised to believe in the Bible, you normally feel a little bit torn about that. You normally feel like morally you're doing something wrong because, obviously you're not married, and you're involved in whatever, So this was the first night she spent the night at my house, and so we go to sleep, and then I wake up, like I think it was like 2:30 in the morning or something like that. And it happened, like the sleep paralysis happened. I couldn't move. So I'm aware of what's going on. I'm looking around the room, but I can't move. And I feel like something's holding me down again, and I'm like, oh my goodness, the demons, see, I'm sitting here being immoral. The demons, Satan sent the demons after me. And all I could think back to was, you're supposed to yell out Jehovah because they're going to leave you alone. If you yell out Jehovah, they're going to be scared of the name. So I'm laying there in bed and I just start yelling Jehovah. At that point, I don't even remember, like, she's right there. I'm just like, Jehovah, Jehovah, Jehovah. And then, a few seconds later, I'm all right and I can move. And I'm like, oh man. And then it hits me like, oh no, like she's right here. I didn't look over yet, but I'm like, oh man, I hope I wasn't as loud as like I thought I was. And so I slowly look over. She was wide awake, just looking at me, jaw dropped, like, and then I'm like, you okay? She's like, what is going on? Why were you just yelling Jehovah at the top of your lungs? And then when I tried to explain it, like, it just got worse because I'm like, well, see, I thought Satan was like sending the demons and they was attacking me, and to get them off of me, like they're scared, like when you yell like Jehovah, because Jehovah is God's name. So if you yell Jehovah, like the demons will get scared and they'll like run away and stop like attacking you and holding you down. And I didn't want like the demons to harm me or you. So, I was yelling Jehovah, and she just looked at me and she was like, why were the demons attacking you? What's going on? I was like, well, probably because I'm here with you, we're kind of being immoral. So, I didn't know what was going on. So I just yelled Jehovah's name, and that's what you need to do. And she got her stuff. I've never seen somebody move so quick. She didn't even say, I don't think she said nothing else. She just gathered all her stuff and like speed walked to the door, and she was gone. Like, I'm like, wait, let me talk. Then I tried to act like I was joking, like, ha ha, I was just joking. She was gone. I don't think I ever talked to her again. I think I'd like tried to call her once or twice. I don't think I ever talked to her again. But that's how that doctrine will be in you. That's how that doctrine will even when you believe, it's not fake. I mean, it's not real. You believe it's fake. You believe, that you've broken free from it. Those things will stick with you. You know what I mean? There's some other, little smaller times, but that's probably the funniest time that I really freaked somebody out with it. So I just wanted to share that real quick. I know the doctrine, if you've left or people who are still in, just be aware that doctrine's going to jump back and that hidden witness is going to come out from time to time until until it's all the way out of your system. So leave your comment, send me an email if you want to talk. You have a good day.